Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ontario Cryptids. Today we have a story which was forwarded by a viewer who I've had the pleasure to meet and go on a hike with her and her husband. I'm going to include some of that footage in this video. You are all going to enjoy this encounter story, but before we get started, I would just like to encourage you to forward your encounter stories to OntarioCryptids@gmail.com. And if you're enjoying these encounter stories, then hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks to everyone who have previously subscribed. It is truly appreciated. Okay, guys and gals, go grab your favorite beverage or snack and sit back and relax. Okay, so this story takes place in the summer of 1980 at an adventure camp in Temagami, Ontario. My experience happened in the summer of 1980. I had just turned 14. My sister and I went to a summer camp called Canadian Adventure Camp in Temagami, Ontario. It's a water skiing and gymnastic camp. She was a gymnast and I was a water skier. This was our third year as campers and was the highlight of our summer back then. I call this an experience because to this day I don't have a concrete explanation for what happened. The camp was a 4-hour bus ride from our home in Toronto and then a 30-minute boat ride to the private island where the camp was. Temagami is extremely scenic, lakes dotted with islands surrounded by forest. Despite our many amenities at camp, we were fairly remote. Being amongst the oldest girls at camp, our cabin was at the very end of the trail that led away from the main barracks of the camp. They put us there to ensure our privacy from the eldest boys. Being at the end of the trail, they couldn't walk past our cabin. Our cabins were bare bones and screened in halfway up. Each girl had a few cubby holes for clothes and hooks for our towels and bathing suits. There were 8 of us in the cabin plus our counselor, and most of us were there for a month. We had a lot of snacks stored in our cabin. Parents would send care packages of cookies, candies, and every day we were allowed to visit a tuck shop to buy chips, chocolate bars, etc. Since quite a few of the girls in my cabin were gymnasts, they stashed more than they snacked. During my second week at camp, weird things began to happen. Someone started coming into our cabin at night and taking our stash of treats. Girls would say, "Did you guys hear something here last night? Did you take my cookies? Hey, do you think the boys are taking our stuff?" This went on for 3 nights and then got weirder. One girl had a Polaroid camera, and in the morning all of the pictures were on the cabin floor, all black. I recall waking up and hearing the clicking of a camera and seeing the flash go off, but falling right back to sleep. On these nights, our cabin was ransacked, clothes thrown around, trunks and suitcases open and rummaged through. I also remember one of the girls had a bucket of popcorn. It was completely eaten and popcorn bits were everywhere in the morning. After grilling the boys and them denying any culpability over and over again, we decided to get up a sting. We arranged our cots in a semicircle facing the screen door of the cabin. We were all loaded with flashlights and waited in our beds in the dark to catch our brazen intruder. We were whispering and waiting when someone said, "I hear someone coming." Footfalls on the pine needle path. Unmistakable. Shuffle, shuffle, step. Then 1, 2 steps up the door, and the screen door opened with a shriek. Someone yelled, "Now!" for us to turn on our flashlights. The next morning, we had all slept through the morning dip and almost missed breakfast. I was shaken awake by a counselor from another cabin. Wait, what? What the F? All of us were in a panic. What happened last night? Did you see anything? Who was it? How could we not know? We all had been keyed up, waiting to catch our intruder, but apparently we were duped again. We talked about it amongst ourselves during breakfast, but other than that, no one mentioned it again, though they did move us to a new cabin closer to the center of camp. I will never forget this experience and have wondered what happened to us in Temagami that summer. It's not until recently, listening to people like Scott Carpenter and Steve Ishdell, that I feel I have some insight into my experience. Infrasound, infrasound, infrasound. Between 4 and 8 hertz has been known to induce deep meditation. Other frequencies make you feel scared, etc. Could this have been a Sasquatch? And does Sasquatch have the ability to make you fall asleep instantly? I will always wonder. I believe this is a case where a group of girls were zapped, or, as Karen phrased it, they were affected by infrasound. Infrasound can be created by many things. In the animal world, elephants use it to communicate at a distance of up to 10 miles. Whales are able to stun their prey with powerful blasts of inaudible sounds, which is used to paralyze their prey. So, is Sasquatch using infrasound to their advantage? I think so. Karen, thank you for a great story, and also it was very well written. If this story reminded you of an encounter you may have had that you would like to share, then please forward your stories to OntarioCryptids@gmail.com. Your stories can be as anonymous as you would like. I'd love to hear from you soon. Have a fantastic Sunday and see you all next week.